All right. We're good. There I am. Okay. All right, guys, I'm just gonna give it a few seconds and then we'll go ahead and take it away. What we want to do is roll through these as effectively and efficiently as possible so that you all can get back to work and start putting this stuff into action. So Katie is going to start us off, and we're just gonna pass it one by one to the next person. We each try to take a question and be able to provide you with the answer. So Katie, if you wanna run with it, go ahead.
Awesome. So earlier in the week, I talked about when you're a turtle, how do you develop momentum and how do you kind of take your business to the next level? And one of the specific questions asked for this Q&A was from Tara Davis about what do graduated activities look like? So in the call, I talked about, don't stay in first grade. You want to graduate to the next level and continue to get better and better. And we know the 4 main vital behaviors that we do as a coach. No matter if you're a coach rank or if you're a 15-star diamond, you're doing those same exact vital activities day in and day out. But what I mean by graduating your skill level and graduating to that next tier is simply mastering your craft, whether that means getting better at communication. You can rate yourself on confidence in doing the activity, on skill level, and you really want to rate yourself on results. So one thing I did as a newer coach, I would look at my ratios. How many people am I talking to versus how many people I'm able to convert into a free customer in a group, a challenge, a challenger, a paying customer, or convert into a coach. And my goal was to continue getting better and better. So you don't want to look back on your coaching career and say, okay, it's 2 years later and I still feel the same way I do about inviting as I did on day one. So going back to that concept of developing a master plan for your education in the business, putting on that CEO hat and saying, where do I need to get better? Where do I need to develop skills? And then to continue to elevate yourself in whatever area that looks like. So if you're really terrible at getting your workouts in, maybe right now you would rate yourself as a 2 in health and fitness. Then maybe make it your goal for by the end of the year that you want to be at a 6, where you're more consistent, you're understanding a lot more about it. Same thing goes with communication, time management, basically every arena of the business. So hopefully that clarifies that for you. But just a simple exercise you can do is that rating activity where you say, okay, right now in my conversations, I'm feeling very nervous. The transitions are very harsh and they don't flow very well. So that's where I need to improve myself. And then set yourself a goal. Okay, I'm going to pick up how to win friends and influence people. I'm going to pick up books on developing that communication skill and how to have natural conversations. And as you keep going and working on those skills, you'll find that your business naturally follows with you. So I am going to pass it. I'm not sure. Am I passing it to Jess or am I passing it to Becca?
To Becca. Oh, wait, no, Jess. Jess, are you good or no? Okay.
All right. That was awesome, Kate. I read Megan's question. She had a question about basically saying that she had no, we all were kind of chatting and talking about in our videos, and mine specifically about not having a plan B. And, she said that a lot of us, talked about that, and she didn't really feel like that was her. She felt like life was, pretty normal, and financially they were doing okay, and didn't necessarily feel like this had to be her only plan. And so she was just basically asking how to go about this business and be successful without it needing to be no plan B. And I guess like what I would want to say to that is, for me, it was a desire of my heart to do something different. It was not a financial need to do something different. And we are all in this business for a purpose and for a reason. You are obviously attracted to this for a reason. And so I would look at it as in, when I say don't, make a plan B, or I had no plan B, I created that for myself in my mindset. It had to do with belief. It had to do with what I believed was what I believed was important to succeed in this, and if you were called to it, to go all in. You know, you never really, the truth is that you never really know what can be if you don't go all in. If you just kind of toe dip, it's always just like, you're never really going to find out what your full potential really could be in this business. And so my encouragement to you would be, even if you don't need this as a no plan B situation, go all in as if it were like that, just like I did, because I believe that I was able to see a lot of my full potential, and still am, and still growing, but because I had that mindset and that belief. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Miss Becca now.
All right, thanks, Jess. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to be answering a question. I think it was from, who was it from? I don't remember, I lost their name. But it was basically all about what it really looked like to go all in as a new coach. So she had asked, you know, a lot of you guys said when you were new coaches, you went all in, but like, what did that actually look like? I want to know how much effort I should be putting in to match that, you know, because we all say we went all in, but what did that really look like? So I was just going to share from my perspective, because I definitely went all in from the very beginning. And like so many other people, I had other things going on in my life when I started coaching. So when I went all in as a new coach, I was still working full-time as a wedding photographer. I also was blogging part-time freelance for Disney. So I had those 2 jobs and then coaching. And then I was also a work-from-home mom to about a 1-year-old. So I was juggling all those things. And for me, what it meant was just not limiting myself to what I did. So when you're a new coach and you learn about, you know, the 3 vital behaviors, and you learn like you should hit Success Club, you should be growing your team, I decided, okay, well, if that's what Beachbody says we should do as like our average, I need to take it further. So instead of aiming to hit Success Club 5 and just stopping there, I aimed to just do as much as I possibly could. So those first 6 months of a coach, I almost always had above Success Club 10 because I didn't want to just stop. In my mind, those commissions from Challenge Pack sales were the most controllable way that I could bring income home to my family as a brand new coach that didn't have a team yet. So why limit that, right? Why only get 3 commissions if I could get 7? And so that's what I did in the beginning. And then because of that, that opened me up to a lot easier of a time, you know, converting challengers to coaches and talking about business victories. And like Lindsay, who was my sponsor, and so I learned from her, I talked about the business with confidence from really early on. So even before I had a team, even before I was making a significant income from my team, I was talking about my vision for my team. So I was inviting people to join me kind of on a ground level. I was like, this is amazing. This has incredible potential. Here's what I've already done as far as my own journey and as far as, you know, being able to run these challenge groups and support my family with these commissions. But like, here's where I'm going and I want you to come with me. And kind of like, I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen Lindsay Matway's posted her like very first coach post where she was like, I'm going to be top coach one day. Who wants to join me? It was like as a brand new coach. I had a similar mentality where I was like, you should join me because I'm taking this to the top. Like, why wouldn't you want to start now right alongside me and go with me? So for me going all in, it wasn't about, you know, logging X amount of time each day or X amount of contacts. It was more about the mentality of not limiting myself and just doing the most that I possibly could with the time I had available. And for me, that didn't necessarily translate into a dedicated power hour. It may be more fitting this business into the nooks and crannies of my day. I tell the coaches on my team all the time that if they signed up that first year that I was a coach, most likely I was answering their messages like from a toilet stall at a wedding, like on a bathroom break. Like, that's what I did. And I just made it work, you know? And yes, it requires sacrifice, like Scotty talked about. Like, there were times when I would stay up late, like, you know, working on getting my challenge group people all plugged in after I already worked a long work day. Or there were times when maybe I didn't watch TV or spend as much time on Pinterest because I was doing this now. And there are those sacrifices you make to lay the foundation. So for anybody who's a new coach and you're wondering what it means when we say go all in, I'm sure it's different for everybody. But for me, what it meant was not limiting myself and just going as hard as I could with the time I had available until I had more time. And then, you know, I switched it around. So don't feel like you have to hit a certain amount of invitations a day or a certain amount of time spent on your business a day. Like if you only have 5 minutes, use those 5 minutes to your max potential that you possibly can. If you hit Success Club halfway through the month, don't just stop. Like keep going. Try to hit it 2 more times before the end of the month. Like get to 15. You know, why limit yourself? If you recruited 1 coach and it's midway through the month, try and recruit 2 more. Like don't stop. So if you have big goals in this business, I think going all in is more of just that mentality of momentum and trying to create it as early on and then keeping it going. So I'm going to pass it on to Nikki.
Awesome. Thank you. So my question that I'm answering is from Cece. I think that's how you say your name. And she was asking about what you do when you have even legs or if your legs flip-flop. And that was what happened to me. So that's a good thing. It means that you're really cycling on as much volume as you can. And you want to make sure that you're just building evenly. So I know it's kind of hard when, because like I mentioned in my video, you know, you see someone's potential in somebody, so you put them somewhere where you're like, yes, they're going to be a rock star, and then they're not a rock star, and then maybe you sign up a discount coach who becomes a rock star. So it's like playing chess. You never really know what someone's going to do. So just continue to build as evenly as possible. And what ended up happening for me, because I was even for so long, and then I started building under my husband's weak leg, and I placed my second business center under his weak leg. So that leg really started to grow and grow and grow. And now that is my strong leg. So my legs are not even anymore. So I'm trying to place on the other leg so that they can get back to even. So I would just encourage you that if your legs are flip-flopping, don't think that that's bad. Just continue to place evenly, and then just kind of start to look at, you know, what are your goals for rank and what are your goals for income, and then that's where you want to start placing. So I'm going to toss it back to, I think, Lindsay, or Miguel just hopped on. So Lindsay, back to you, right?
Yep. So I will jump on, and then Miguel, you don't know this yet, but you're closing us. So first of all, we got a lot of questions in the thread about inviting and about expanding your market. And obviously those are income related in some way, because obviously you need to learn how to do those things to earn income. However, they really don't associate with this specific surge. So what we did is, I think we are going to come together again. We're going to wait out a week. I don't know about you guys, but we're in spring break next week, so I'm going to be on the go a lot. Give you guys some time to catch up on these videos. Make sure you get through every single one. You don't want to miss any of them. I have literally gone through and made sure I watched every single one, and I felt so inspired, and it gave me different perspective on so many different stories. Obviously in this business, not only do you have your own story that you've got to deal with, your own obstacles you're going to have to overcome, but you deal with all kinds of stories, because your teammates, your customers, they're going to have different obstacles that you don't have. They're going to have different stories that they're going to connect to Nikki, or they're going to connect to Dara, or they're going to connect to Miguel, whatever it might be. So when you have those in your, I guess, your treasure chest that you can access later and say, oh my gosh, that totally reminds me of so-and-so story. Let me grab the link from our income surge that we had so you can watch it and see there's somebody just like you who's already gone through that and succeeded, and you can follow their lead. So anyway, catch up on the income surge over this next week. Make it your personal development for the next week. And then we are going to start to put together an invite surge for you guys. We haven't decided how we're going to go about it, if we're going to keep it in the group that we're in now, or if we're going to have you guys transfer to a different group so it's not confusing. We do everything in this business. Literally, I do everything in this business off the cuff. I don't have time to think about all the specifics before I act. And I think a lot of times that's one of the things that holds coaches back the most, is they want to learn everything there is to learn, make the perfect plan before they actually take action, when in truth, you learn a lot faster by failing forward, just by doing and then figuring it out as you go. So just know that this whole income surge, the income surge that you guys have been like going and shouting from the rooftops that you absolutely love, we talked about this and put this together last week. And literally everybody's information was put together probably the night before. So it wasn't something that took us 17 months to plan and make perfect. You just do it. So keep that in mind as you go through your inviting process over the next week. One of the things that I wanted to address quickly was I have 3 messages, one from Tara, Samantha, and Dee, that all asked about what do you do to attract business builders? What do you do to share about this business when you haven't had awesome, super crazy success like you heard this past week? Well, I have to tell you guys, all of those people started where you are. I did, Miguel did, Jessica did, Becca did, Katie did, Nikki did. We all started at ground zero. And exactly what Becca just mentioned when she said she spoke vision over her team, that is the most important part. I think sometimes it's obviously an advantage to be a part of our team because you see the bigger vision. You can see, wow, that's possible. And I think a lot of that happened this week with you guys seeing some of our posts and our stories. But also it starts to jade you and you think you have to be at $1,000 a week or be at $5,000 a week, crazy things like that to be able to be a successful Beachbody coach. But I can tell you one of the advantages I had is I had nothing to compare it to. I only had my own personal success story, and that was $50 in my bank account at the time I started. It was a big deal. And I shared all the exciting moments. It wasn't always specifics like I made such and such amount. I think that can come across kind of tacky, but it was like off on a date night, paid for by my business that I just started. This is so crazy. This is the first date night we've been able to go on in 3 months, you know? And it was sharing little things like that that started to pique people's interest. Because I honestly think if you started posting right from the get-go, you were making $1,000 a week off this new income opportunity. I don't know about you guys, but I see those things pop up in my inbox or it pop up in my newsfeed and I'm like, scam, you know, it doesn't feel real. It's not legit. It's too good to be true. They need to see, just like a weight loss journey, it's more inspiring when you see somebody taking those steps and seeing them rise slowly and steadily. That builds trust. It feels real. It's authentic to your journey. And it's something that honestly you should be proud of. This is, if you're making an extra $100 a week for your family, it's a big freaking deal because this is probably a part-time thing for you. And you talk over and you speak over the confidence that you have about the future of what it's going to create for your family. Like my end goal is to be able to retire my husband in 2 years. Or my end goal is to be home with my baby. By the time this baby is born, you know, Katie Hefner is pregnant right now. By the time this baby is born, I want to be able to be at home full time and have it on my bucket list to be able to retire my husband so that we don't miss a single thing. You're speaking vision over what you're going to create. And as people start to see you get closer to that vision, they're like, dang, that girl's legit. You know, when Becca mentioned that message I put out, of course, I had no idea how I was going to do it. I just knew I had drawn a line in the sand and I was going to figure it out. And when you have that confidence, there is nothing more attractive than someone with confidence that is taking action. In my opinion, that is the most attractive quality of a coach out there. So if you guys just go and take action and celebrate the small successes unapologetically, you speak that vision of where you're going out loud, it's also really awesome accountability for you. Because let me tell you, just like saying your weight loss goals out loud, it holds you convicted to actually going after and achieving those things. So I think that's how you will attract business builders. You attract discount coaches when you lead with the discount. You attract business builders when you lead with the business, when you lead confidently as a leader and where you're going. So anyway, that's all I have for you. Income Surge was amazing. We started with the most bomb intro kickoff call ever, and that was by Miguel Carrasco. So I'm going to pass it over to him to close us out. Meeks, will you take it over? Maybe. No. Miguel, there you are.
What's up? I'll figure it out.
Okay, we're good.
I'll figure out the
you're,
right button.
you're like legit over there.
What's up? I got a new microphone.
That's fancy. I dig it.
Playing around. So you want me to close it out?
Do it to it, buddy.
Everybody went? I want to make sure. All right, cool. All right. Well, wow, that was absolutely incredible. I totally cheated the last 30 seconds and I went out and made myself a drink. That's kind of why I missed the last 10 seconds. But Man, this has been incredible. It's been so good. I always, what I don't love about this thing is I can't see what you guys are typing. And I know that I can open another window, but I hate doing that. So all I want to say to you guys is just like, what a blessing this is. And every single one of you, you know what, honestly, I don't care if you believe in God or not, he exists. So here's the deal. You should all like pray and say, thank you that you were a part of this incredible group, incredible movement, and how we're just getting started. And I'm just so fired up for all of you, for everything that everybody did and all the effort that you put in. The amount of messages that I got to read from other coaches that they got, and just all the value that everyone got out of this group was just absolutely unreal. Now, here's the challenge though. Here's the challenge. The challenge is many of you will not continue to take action after this group. I know you're like, what? That's kind of Debbie Downer, Miguel. You should be like firing us up. The reality is that about half of you won't take any action at the end of this group. You just won't. I don't know what that is, but I just find whenever we run these great groups, you know, we start off with a ton of people that are all engaged and then it kind of drops off. Luckily in this group, there wasn't a lot of drop off, but there was a little bit. I'd say probably about 10-15%. The problem is when the groups end, about half drop off. And what I want you to do right now is take out a sheet of paper. Okay, take out a sheet of paper, take out a pen. Hopefully you've already been taking notes. And if you're like, oh, I'm writing it down on my phone, no problem. No, that's useless. Take out a sheet of paper and a pen, because when you write it down, it's completely different. I use my own journal. I don't know, I'm not selling this or anything, but if you guys don't have the Freedom Journal, by the way, by John Lee Dumas, this journal is legitly amazing. In 100 days, you'll figure out how to crush your goals. And it's been absolutely incredible. And for the first time in my life, I started this about a month ago. The first time in my life, I am like so dead focused. I'm saying no to so many things. And that's my message going to be for you guys today. I'm saying no to so many things if it doesn't jive with my number one goal, which you're about to see in a couple months that I'm actually creating. Because I'm one of those people, kind of like Lindsay, where I like fly by the seat of my pants, doing all these different things, always adding value. It's always worked out in my life, but I've kind of realized I've personally been kind of plateauing. And it's like, well, how do I break through and get to that next level? And I just really have to focus on this one thing that I've been talking about for years. And you're going to see it happen because of this book. So I'm telling you, you should get this book. It's totally worth it. The Freedom Journal, John Lee Dumas. Amazing. So anyway, so here's the deal. And here's the challenge. What I want you to write down right now is, why have you failed to take action before at other things in your life? So think about it for a second. Why in other moments in your life, think back to a moment where you knew something was the right thing to do, but you didn't do it. And then a year later, you were like, wow, man, I wish I had done that thing last year. Or I wish I would have bought the Apple stock, or I wish I would have done whatever, would have bought Facebook, wish I would have invited more, wish I would have been more consistent more. Not what did you do, but why did you do it? Why did you actually not take action? What was it? Was it your why wasn't strong enough? Was it you actually weren't in a corner? Maybe what you write down is, actually, I'm very comfortable in my job right now and I'm making 6 figures and I don't really need Beachbody. Whatever it is, you got to write that down, because here's the deal. That is why half of you won't take action after this call. See, I believe half of you need this to work. And if we were on Facebook, I'd tell you, give me a like or a thumbs up if you need this to work. Because if you need this to work, you will push through. You won't quit. You will make it happen. You will watch these videos over and over and over again. I saw Morgan having a little checklist a couple days ago of every single video that she watched. I bet you, here's the crazy thing, every single leader in this group has probably watched every single video. Not only that, but probably watched a few videos multiple times. I know I watched Shay's video like 4 times. So what is the difference between those that succeed and those that fail? The honest truth is, you got to stop talking about your own bullshit to everybody else. Yes, I said the bullshit word, because it always grabs people's attention when I swear. You got to stop believing your own bull, because so many of us make up these excuses as to why we can't do it, why Lindsay could do it, why Miguel could do it. They all have these special gifts and I don't have them. But the reality is that after watching all these different people, you should have got out of all of this one big thing: that we're all superstars, but we're all drastically different. We are all so different. We're like all these individual angels that were created by a higher power to serve a certain amount of people that we were meant to serve. And our job is to figure out what that superpower or message that we have inside of us is to share. The problem is that if we continue to quit, continue to stay in the comfort zone, continue to do the things that we've always done, we're always going to get the same results we've always gotten. And you've probably heard that multiple times, but it is the reality and it is the truth. So whatever you wrote down in terms of why you've quit things in the past, it's going to be the same reason you're going to quit this too. Because I believe life gives you the same lesson over and over again. Isn't it funny that in life you go through things and sometimes the same thing happens again? You're like, I can't believe that happened again. I can't believe it. I can't believe so-and-so broke up with me. I can't believe they broke my heart. I can't believe I fell for that. I can't believe I started drinking again. I can't believe I started smoking again. I can't believe I did drugs again. I can't believe I quit again. I can't believe. But the reality is that we all do that over and over because life is just giving you that lesson over and over until you learn it again. And so I think you all have more than enough tools out of this group to take massive, unstoppable, unshakable action for the rest of your life. The problem is that most of you won't do it. So why is that? Why do most people not do anything with what they learn? And I think it has to do with your confidence. And that's what I want to end it with today. I want you guys to have unlimited, unshakable confidence over the next couple weeks as we get ready to build this next group. And how do you build confidence? See, most people think, well, I'm either confident or I'm not, but most people don't break it down into what confidence actually is. And confidence is actually 3 different things. Step 1 for confidence is confidence in yourself. Are you confident in yourself, in your abilities, and what you have to offer to the world? Or are you not confident because you think you're not pretty enough, you're not good looking enough, you don't have a nice enough smile, you have weight to lose. Some of you have weight to gain. We have all these issues in ourselves. And if confidence in yourself isn't there, which is the first step, then you got to fix it. How do you fix it? Personal development. Figure out, be truthful to yourself and figure out what is it that you have inside of you that holds you back from having full confidence. Give yourself a ranking right now on that same sheet of paper, 0 to 10. 0 being you're not very confident, okay? 10 being you are extremely, extremely confident, okay? You're like the most confident person. You have no problem walking up to people, chatting with them, doing whatever you got to do. You are so confident in yourself right now. You take a selfie and you're like, oh man, I'm good looking, right? That's confidence, right? And in this world, we are taught that that's a bad thing to do. How dare you like yourself? Like, it's so freaking ridiculous. So have confidence in you. That is the number 1 thing. The second thing that builds up confidence is confidence in your skills. And this is the one we've been helping you with. We've been giving you a ton of skills over the last couple of weeks that can help you build your business in so many incredible ways. So you can have confidence in this skill that you actually know what to do. Give yourself a ranking from 0 to 10, maybe before you started in this group and what it is now. So where was your confidence in your skill set before you started, 0 to 10, and where is it at today? So some of you, maybe it was a 0 or 1, and now it's a 5 or a 6. But if you continue to do it, and if you watch the videos again, you can get 7, 8, 9, 10. Where's your confidence at in your own skill? And where is the confidence in your interactions with others? And that's the third thing. Give yourself a 0 to 10. 10 being you have no problem. If I were to give you a number of someone that wants to become a Beachbody coach or join the challenge group, you have no problem calling them up on the phone. That's a 10 out of 10. You call them up. Or if you're going through the drive-through at Starbucks and you always see the same person and you see that they're trying to lose weight, you see that book in the drive-through window all the time, that you have the confidence to say, hey, I was wondering, would you love to join my challenge group? That's a 10 out of 10 confidence in interaction. That if someone asked you to speak on stage at Coach Summit, you'd be like, sweet, I can totally do it. That's confidence and interaction. 10 or a 0. Here's the deal. What you got to do is you got to build up all of these to a 10. Now, it doesn't mean that you will always have this incredible, unshakable confidence, but as you do these things, you will build up incredible confidence in yourself, and it will permeate through you to others. Because the thing is, we got to believe that things will turn out well, and we can't do that with no confidence. See, so many people, if I were to truly ask you, how did your business go last month? You might say not so great. And how's it going to go next month? You might say, well, I don't know. It's not going to go so great either. Guess what? It will probably turn out the way that you assume it will. If you believe that you've had the greatest month in Beachbody history and you're going to have the greatest month ever this month, not next month, but this month that you're in already, then it will happen, because whatever you focus on becomes a reality. It's the same thing like if you were to buy a brand new car. Let's say you bought a brand new blue Ford Mustang and you pulled into the driveway and you're like, wow, I always wanted this car. Guess what? Maybe for years before, you never once saw a blue Ford Mustang. But the next day, after buying the blue Ford Mustang, you're going to see 2. The day after that, 3, 10. All of a sudden, for that week, you're going to see hundreds of blue Ford Mustangs, and you're going to be like, what the heck happened? Either one of 2 things. 1, they had a huge sale on blue Ford Mustangs and everyone bought one. Or 2, you trained your mind to tune into blue Ford Mustangs. There is no way that you can avoid the thoughts that you program into your mind. So when you tell your brain, this month is going to be incredible, and you say it over and over, and you work out and you believe it, and you watch the videos and you hear Shay and you hear Bonnie, all these incredible speakers, and you get fired up, guess what happens? You will have an incredible month. But if you believe it's a terrible month, you will have a terrible month. Give positive thoughts more duration in your brain, and you will have positive filters in your brain. It's the same reason why other people, if you walk up to someone, how many of you know somebody that's always a Debbie Downer? Guess what? They're not bad people. It's just that they don't know how to control their mindset yet to have a positive life. And that's what happens with Beachbody that I love. It's like the biggest secret in Beachbody. It makes you such a positive person so that as the years go on, you want nothing to do with negative people. Like you literally, like when my friends that used to be some of my best friends from 5-6 years ago call me up and want to hang out, I'm like, I really don't want to hang out with them because I know how it's going to go. I know what they're going to complain about and bitch about, and I don't want to be a part of that anymore. And so we have to give the positive things more air than all the negative things, and always think of the best outcomes possible. Now, the other thing that you got to do is you got to realize that by doing these things that I've just shared with you, it creates authenticity. It creates actions that you're going to take. When you talk to someone on the phone and you're fired up and you believe it's going to go great, and you believe Shakeology is awesome, and you believe that you know so much now about the products from Shay, well, guess what's going to happen? When you talk to someone, you're going to be positive, and they're going to feed off of that. But if you wake up one morning and you feel negative and down and this is not my day, it's not going to happen, you get on the phone with someone, you even text with someone, they are going to know you're not having a great day, and there's no point in doing it. The whole point in this whole thing, honestly, if I could sum it up in one word, is add value to people's lives, and they'll be attracted to want to be a part of your life. If you add value to other people's lives, they're going to want to be attracted and want to be a part of your life. That's honestly what happened with all of the coaches that I'm surrounded with most of the coaches that you're surrounded with, because we want to hang out with one another and we want to add value. That's why I believe, like, when people decide, honestly, that they want to go do something else, I'm like, peace out, dude. Like, I really don't want you in my life because I need positivity around me, because I could care less about income or any of that stuff, to be totally honest with you. What I care about is values. What I care about is people, my friends. All of that is way more important than anything else. And because you lead with that first, everything else comes after that. And guess what? Challenges will come up, right? Challenges will always come up. Doors will always close in your face. But that doesn't mean that it's a negative. It actually means it's a positive. I believe if you're not doing enough, then doors won't be shut in your face. People won't be haters. People will have nothing to hate. There'll be nothing to try and tear you down. But when you do try and level up in life, just like a video game, it gets harder, and you have to learn new skills. And no matter where you get to, how successful you are, if you don't continue to level up and improve, you become incredibly depressed. It's so true. It's so crazy. That's why so many famous people end their lives, because they get to a point where they always wanted, but then they stunt their growth and don't know how to get to the next level. The ones that are the most successful figure it out, contribution, giving, and they make it happen. They create a beautiful life. But the ones that don't, they don't know what to do. So you have to do it. You got to take action. Last thing I want to say to you guys is this, okay? You all are going to have a couple of seconds after this call to decide what you're going to do with the rest of the month. It is proven. There are so many things out there that say you've got 5 seconds. I believe it's 3 seconds. You've got 3 seconds. When this call ends and it's like, bye guys, see you later, click. You've got 3 seconds to decide when that moment happens, whether or not you are actually going to take massive action. You are actually going to say, this is the greatest month ever. I'm going to take so much action. It's going to be ridiculous. I'm going to hit double my record success club goals this month. I'm going to follow up with everybody that I possibly can that has ever said no, that has said maybe. I'm going to take out lists. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to go live. I'm going to eat a healthy shake. I'm going to do whatever I have to do because I will not be stopped. You got 3 seconds to make that decision and take some massive action towards it, or you've got 3 seconds to go do something else. Perfect case in point. I got a big goal written on here. I got 3 things I got to do today. If I don't do those 3 things right after this call and I start doing something else, I start, filtering through paperwork, or I take a phone call, or I respond to an email, what's going to happen? 2-3 hours down the road, I am not going to move forward on my goal, and I would have lost a day. So every single one of you has 3 seconds to make an incredible decision right after we end this call. Will you make the rest of your life the best of your life, or will you make the rest of your life just like the rest of your life has been? The choice is yours. So with that, guys, I'll hand it back to Lindsay. She can close it out. Live with passion and dream the extreme. Love you guys. Bye.
Lindsay, you're muted.
I said what he said. Take action, get off this call, and go put this to work and pay this blessing forward. That's at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. So I will see you guys soon. Income surge is over. We are moving towards invite surge. See you later, guys. Bye.